What's up, everybody? This is Brandon Camphor, and you're watching Gospel Goodies TV. Keep it locked right here.
Gospel Goodies.
Gospel Goodies. Gospel Goodies.
This is Gospel Goodies.
I'm Lamont Sanders.
I'm Aaliyah Faust.
And this is Gospel Goodies Radio.
We are so excited to welcome Brandon Camphor and One Way to the Goodie Gang chat today, straight out the DMV area. If you listen to us regularly, then you've probably heard us play their Billboard chart-topping single, God of Mercy. And last week, we introduced their new Christmas song, Christmas Joy. How's it going, sir?
What's up? I'm so glad to be here, Lamont and Aaliyah. Thank you for having us. On behalf of my group, I wish they were actually on this, but so happy to be a part.
You know what? Forgive me. I thought the pictures in the back was pictures of them.
No, that's my family.
Let's just pretend that's the group.
But they can't replace the Camphor crew. But they are up in my apartment. I'm home right now in New York, and that is behind me, my Christmas tree, my little decorations over there. Some of them from the video, the holiday special. I kept it.
Nice. Well, listen, before we get into the music, Brandon Camphor is obvious, but how did you come up with the name One Way?
You know, and really, this was back when I was around 18, maybe, because our group, we've been together for a lot of years. And, you know, when just wanting to, back then, when I think of what I was thinking of then, it was not as I don't know, I would think of it differently now. But the thing I'm proud about is there was a foundation in me that knew the one thing that's irrefutable is Jesus. And like, when it comes to your faith, Jesus is the way, the truth, the life. Like, okay, got it. So when I thought of just a name, I wanted it to point to Jesus. And so that's where One Way came from. And that still is very much the point now. But the life I've lived, I've just come to know Jesus as this one name that serves so many parts of my life. Salvation being the most, but just I've lived quite crazily. And maybe we'll talk about some of that. And I thank God for being a God of mercy, you know, and all of that. So that's where One Way comes from. Aaliyah, tell me when the answers are too long, because I'm learning.
No, we got time. But I love that you mentioned when you started the group, because a lot of people might not know that you're actually not new. You've been around for a while, but I do feel like you're coming back stronger than ever before. Like, I'm feeling this momentum. So can you talk about where this is coming from?
Well, it is because there is a history that is so rich, and it has nothing to do with accomplishments, but just like the faithfulness of God. And my group members, I get excited because I guess now, back then when we started, we were just happy to be some young kids in our 20s, like traveling, you know, and it was just fun. And then we were doing it for God, so we felt like it was blessed. But now, having each of us, the four of us, Angela, Julia, Fred, and myself, having lived, is all I could say, and experiencing again Jesus, all the characteristics that come with knowing him. You know, there's just an excitement now to be able to do it. We put out our first album in 2009. It was called Regeneration. And if you know that album, I'm embarrassed because the album cover is crazy. But we definitely made some nice music that I still can play today and be like, wow, you know, good job. And you know, we had some great experience. I signed to Music World Gospel, Matthew Knowles' label at one point. Then I moved to New York and started working with Brooklyn Tabernacle, the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. 6, 7 Doves, very rich history and legacy. And I had the biggest job of my life working there. Musically, creatively, but also administratively, which led to 2020. The pandemic hits, everything gets shut down. There's nothing but time. And now all of these experiences have come together for me to be working with my group again. I don't know if there's time, but you know, Angela is now the Dean of Arts at the high school we all went to. She's running it. Wow. Julia traveling, singing with everybody. You've heard her on everyone's record. Travis Green, Anthony Brown, William McDowell, Todd Delaney. She's in these videos. I was watching today worship, and a video popped up. There's Julia. Fred has a beautiful family. He has a wife and 3 kids. And then there's me, just been done a whole bunch. And so now we're so happy that it's all come together with God of Mercy and this holiday special.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So listen, with this new EP, what can people expect, those who haven't heard it?
Well, it has something new and something familiar. You know, the songs are new now to the listeners, but Christmas Joy, the lead single, I actually wrote that song 9 years ago because my group, when we were working together then, we had all these aspirations, and the Christmas album was one of them then. So I wrote Christmas Joy, and the first 3 songs, For the Holidays, Go Tell It. Those 3 songs were all written like 9 years ago. And then we pulled out Happy Birthday Jesus, which is a classic written by Carol Cimbala, who's the founder of the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir, who I worked with. And we did an a cappella arrangement of that. And then we do a cover of a classic called Emmanuel, which is by Norman Hutchins. A lot of people know
Norman Hutchins. Nice.
And so there's those 2 moments where there's songs that are familiar. And then we close out the album and the special with His Name, which was the last single that me and my group released in 2015 before we shut it all down and went our separate ways. And and how here we are singing that song again.
Wow. Full circle. I love it. And I just want to say that the visuals y'all released on Instagram to preview the music video for that title track, that was fire. It definitely got me excited for Christmas.
Oh man, that makes me happy. The crazy part is we did all of that in 1 week. We recorded the audio, like the vocals and the video in 1 week. Got it mixed, mastered. People, I lost some friends almost along the way. It was just high pressure. Mm-hmm. But it means so much to have released it and for people to say what you're saying, because it proves God's faithfulness, because there's nothing that really human strength really could do. It just took God's grace and mercy. Yeah.
How hard was it to learn those dance moves?
Oh, you would think they're easy.
I'm not coordinated. Nothing's easy for me.
It's funny because in high school, Angela and myself, we were in our show choir, which comprised of singing and dancing, the Duke Ellington School of the Arts show choir. We sang at the White House. We did all these great things in our high school years. And so this was reminiscent for her and I, because we felt like we were the stronger two. See, I'm glad Julia and Fred aren't on here. But and we were looking at each other like show choir, you know what I mean? And so it didn't take too long. We did it in a night. There you go. Mm-hmm. Now on the set, did we have to do it again? Yes. Sorry.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
And I also, like you just mentioned how you wrote the songs, and you could hear like the Christmas classics in them. So what was that process like of just kind of flipping it into your own?
Well, it was fun. For the Holidays is one of my favorites, just because it does what you're saying. It kind of weaves in all of these familiar lines from other songs. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire is the opening line, but it's different melody, different music. You know what I mean? And I got to collaborate on that song with Jordan Armstrong. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of Jordan. He's led the way in like just Christian hip hop, R&B kind of flavor. And I got to collaborate with him on this song 9 years ago. He sent me the original track, and I wrote For the Holidays with it, with Fred, who's in my group, and Larry, who used to play bass and horns and all that. He's now a pastor. And so anyway, that song just another full circle moment. I could talk about so many things about every song on this record. And it's because it makes me excited because of the history. Aaliyah, that's what you were commenting on.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
That's good. That's good. So what's your favorite part of this holiday?
You know what? For real, this year, it's being with my family. Nobody really has an excuse of time. You understand? I know that there are safety measures and people can't, I'm not talking about that. People, that's a valid reason to not get together. But, you know, I actually survived COVID myself, and my father, my younger brother had it. Like, it hit my home. And I thank God that for the testimony of us still being here. But, you know, it's certainly made the understanding this year period, you know what I mean? The pandemic, and it started with losing Kobe the Great, and that shook everybody. And
Right.
It just, one thing after another, God has just been, it seems like, setting off an alarm, like, wake up. You know what I mean? I'm no respecter of person. None of us deserve life. And
Right.
from that place of humility, Lord, thank you for today, waking up and having breath in my lungs. I value everything that is included in my day, and being with my family this holiday is something that is going to be so special. And we're going to get together and we're going to watch this special because my nieces are actually in it. The opening, you got to see it. But our family's in there. Fred, his daughter, is in the scene. That's Julia's daughter, who's singing all the lines with her. You know, so it's just very family oriented. And this holiday, I thank God that even if we can't be out at our favorite shows together, we could be on the couch together watching the Christmas Joy holiday special.
That's good.
Oh, that just really touched my heart.
Now go watch it. No, I'm playing.
I'm here for it all. So let me ask you this. So you're in New York now, but you started in Maryland, or is your family from New York?
No. So my group members, we're all based out of the DC, Maryland, Baltimore, PG County and Baltimore, basically, because each group member cares about where you say they're from. But I grew up in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, and I moved to New York to attend when I started working at the Brooklyn Tabernacle. We're a few years before that, but that's really what kept me in New York, is my job at Brooklyn Tabernacle. And my family is based, though, out of the Maryland area, and now some are located in Florida. So I go between New York, Florida, Maryland, New York, Florida, Maryland.
Okay. There's nothing like a New York Christmas.
So many things to that, because New York is just different, period, because of COVID.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be nothing like it this year.
Literally.
But, you know, I do thank God that you can still put up your Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Nice trick.
Dun, dun,
Beautiful. So look, before we go, we do have time for a little game if you're up for it. A this or that Christmas edition.
Ooh, okay.
All right. So if you had to choose between wrapping gifts or opening the gifts, which would you pick?
Opening.
Okay. So Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
Christmas Day.
Why Christmas Day?
I'm thinking about the food. I mean, immediately I just thought of when am I going to eat? Christmas Day.
That's good.
All right, then keeping it there in eating, eggnog or hot chocolate?
Eggnog. All day. No question.
Mm. Okay, gingerbread or sugar cookie?
Gingerbread, only because I like ginger snaps. I wouldn't technically eat either, but I would choose gingerbread between those two.
You pick neither? Oh my gosh.
I
Wow.
talk chip cookie, but that's not Christmas. But I would just put some M&Ms in it so it looks like Christmas colors, and here you go.
Nice. All right, how about peppermint or cinnamon?
Cinnamon.
Mm.
I'm thinking eggnog. I'm thinking of eggnog, and I'm thinking of like pumpkin. I'm just thinking of sweet potato pie. I just thought of cinnamon.
Oh yeah. Yeah, cinnamon goes in everything.
If you think like as an addition, not on its own. If I had to sprinkle only one thing, I would choose peppermint. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But
right.
enjoy it in a few different things.
Okay, options.
That's good. That's good. Good. So this is your how many Christmases in New York?
This will be my 9th Christmas. Although I won't be here Christmas Day, but yeah, normally if church was open here, Brooklyn Tab always does a big Christmas production every year that I've been a part of every other year. I'm not this year. And but yeah, so this will be my 9th Christmas in New York.
So hot weather or cold weather?
Hot. Can I say the middle? I want the middle where you just can go out. Like, too hot, you need a fan. When it's cold, you need a heater. When it's just perfect, that's
so you're talking about after it snows.
Okay, or right before it gets real cold.
Talking about that Maryland Christmas.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Okay, so that's my answer on that.
Okay, last one. Real tree or fake tree? What's that behind you right now?
Very fake. Not because I don't appreciate the real, but the whole thought of the danger of it could catch on fire. The truth is, it just, for me, no. I'll just do fake because it won't catch on fire.
Yeah, especially
as long as your soul catch on fire.
Come on.
We were talking about that. I think the week before last, actually right after Thanksgiving on the show. Like, when is the perfect time to put up the Christmas tree? So I feel like I feel like most people put it up right after Thanksgiving, and if you put it up right after Thanksgiving, a real tree is just too much work for that time frame.
Well, true. Most people normally put it up right before Thanksgiving, but I feel like this year people put my sister-in-law, when I was down in Florida, even me, I had mine up like almost the beginning of November, because it's almost like we couldn't wait for Christmas. Because something just to be joyful about, which is where even the special came from. That sense of just, we need some joy, because this year's been crazy.
For sure. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We're super excited for the new music and more to come. Brandon Camphor and One Way, the Christmas Joy EP out now. How can people follow you and where can they get the new music?
Yes. So www.bc, the number one way, which is in my little handle here, bconeway.com. That's my handle on our handle, my group, on every platform, Twitter, IG, all that. But on our website, it's the perfect landing page where you can watch the special, you can get the EP, and you can learn more about what's coming. bconeway.com.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
What an honor to be a part. Gospel Goodies, I'm here for it as long as I'm on air in it. No, I'm playing. I'm just playing. I'm so excited.
Definitely come back and chill with us.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we're open and we can have this moment in person. It was fun over the virtual thing, right? So I can only imagine. Thank you so much for your support.